What is up, guys? It is the Alchemist of Ding Sound here with the Gersh of
One. I thought you wanted me to say it.
No, I don't. Welcome to another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, simply comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. Ding. That is what
Mac Graphics says. So this is his 19th attempt, and he has 19 up likes. So that's pretty cool. Now to the next question. This question's a pretty cool one. If an Imperial Guard movie was made, what battle or campaign and what regiment would you like to see in this movie? So we've said it quite a bit of times that if they did make a 40K movie, they would have to focus on the Imperial Guard, because that kind of brings you into the...
Humanizes 40K.
Yeah, it humanizes 40K. It gives you somebody to relate to, and it kind of gives you a brief... well, depending how deep they go into it, it'll give you a good overview as to how the Imperium works, or at least how their military functions. And then you could slowly introduce aliens, Xenos, chaos that way.
And then Space Marines!
And then bikes!
Bikes, yeah. So yeah, what was the answer?
I think I would like to see something probably related to, I don't want to say it, but I'll say it, Cadia. Obviously not the battle where, Cadia breaks and Abaddon's 13th camp, is it 13th?
13th, yep.
Yeah. But it would have to involve the Cadians, because I feel like they're the poster boys for the Imperial Guard. But what I would really like to see is probably the Death Corps of Krieg. They're a lot more brutal, a lot harsher, and they look pretty cool with like their gas masks. Seeing them lay siege to, some territory or something like that would be pretty epic. Yeah. Especially since they use horses and stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I think for developing a story and developing a universe, Cadia would be the best choice. Fun choices would be Catachan, because it would be like a Rambo movie.
Yeah, Gaunt's Ghosts.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be real cool. Next question comes from Bob O. How many Imperial Guard regiments could one chapter of Space Marines fight and destroy? All of them. All of them.
Talking about billions upon billions?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see that happening.
I mean, it all depends on the scenario, too. Like, are they meeting each other with the Imperial Navy support? If they don't have the Imperial Navy, what type of world is it? So there's a lot. Because if they don't have the Imperial Navy supporting the Imperial Guard, because they are two separate entities, then the Imperial Guard gets limited to the amount of people that they can bring in the firepower.
Right.
How are you going to order ordnance if you don't have the Navy?
That's true.
Whereas the Space Marine is always going to have its own... what are they called? The fleets for the Space Marine?
Mm-hmm. The
battle barges.
Battle barge, yep.
Next question.
This one's by Dad Strudel. Have you guys considered coming up with your own stories or lore for future videos? Dude, I've been doing it for ever, yeah. I've got the Celestial Sun playlist with like 20 videos on my own fan chapter. I've been doing, I think I did like 1 or 2 videos on the lore behind my Tau army. I am currently working on both of those things. So expect more videos of those to come. And yeah, we do some like creepypastas and whatnot. So we also cover fan lore and fan, short stories and stuff like that. So check out the playlist Celestial Suns and check out the playlist for fan lores. So there you'll see other people's interpretations of their armies and whatnot. So check it out.
Next one.
This one? Or you got one?
Yeah, I have one from Brett Chubb Knuckle. If you could have any piece of 40K war gear for everyday life, what would it be and why? Your boy Chubb.
I was gonna say like a servitor, because he could like help with tasks and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, if he breaks, it's kind of hard to find parts to repair him.
Yeah. And it'd be kind of creepy to have a lobotomized man, grown ass man, just hanging around my house.
I mean, it's better than like a cherub.
I would be more comfortable with a cherub than a man, because the man can kill you. The cherub would like bite you, but you could just kick it.
Biting can kill you.
Well, unless they have rabies, but I don't think cherubs are even human, right? Cherubs are just...
Yeah, they just look like a flying baby.
Yeah, they're slightly
Let's just go with the safe route and choose a servo skull.
Yeah. Yep. Next one.
This one's by Josh Pratt. What would happen if a crew ate a bike?
His skin will turn to rubber because of the bike's tires.
Let's just say he'd have more handling when moving.
Get it? Because the bars. Mm-hmm. Handle bars.
He'd have bars, like a rapper.
Yeah. Like Kanye West. Next question comes from Brendan W. Hickman. You think that Karn will return, or Khan? Khan. The White Scars Primarch. Yeah, of course. Right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's been pursuing the Dark Eldar in the Webway and whatnot, so...
It seems like they all... Whoa. I just have a theory idea. I'm gonna create a video. Because now I'm thinking, like, Lehman Russ left, and he actually is rumored to have traced some Dark Eldar. Khan is rumored to have also traced Dark Eldar. What if the Eldar know something that in the future these Primarchs are going to be needed, so they actually are like frozen in time or some shit? And like same thing with Trajan, right?
Yeah.
He froze that that demigod-looking body or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. He said he's got like a golden warrior frozen in time or something.
I smell a theory video coming this week. Boom, boom, boom. Stay tuned. Next one.
So this is a pretty long one, and it's an interesting one at that. So this is by Mark 81150. So please don't think of this as any kind of activist. This is a serious question. So here's a little prologue. So he enjoys the fantasy worlds of 40k, Halo, and Fallout, and that's because he's physically disabled. He's got multiple spinal fractures, but he can still walk for a limited time. So he was a soldier, a ground combat specialist in the Cold War. So he's been in civilian trade for 31 years now. So his question for 40k is there such a thing as a cripple, a disabled person? And the reason behind this is because he sees pictures of cybernetic limbs, and with that being, technology being advanced so far, is there any type of way that there would still be a disabled person when you could use these limbs and advancements to make them capable again?
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes, there is, because not every world is as civilized or as technologically advanced as like Terra or Armageddon or like Cadia.
Right.
So you have like Fenris. If you break your leg in Fenris, like you're screwed.
Yeah.
If you're a tribesman.
Yeah.
Because it's like bones. No, it's bones. It's like stone age type weaponry, I guess.
Right. Think of it as like you have to be able to pull your weight in Fenris. They value the strong, and they think of same thing as the strong survive and whatnot. So you'll probably be left behind because if you're disabled, if you're injured, you're a hindrance to the clansmen, and that's heavily impacting their survival. Especially when you got to deal with Kraken and Fenrisian wolves and ice trolls and all that stuff.
Yep.
So yeah.
Even in hive worlds, unfortunately, poverty is like very, very abundant. Like once you get to the lower part of the hives. So while you'll see like planetary governors with like nothing but a head, and like the rest is all like cybernetics. For the lower classes, if your hand gets chopped off in a manufactorum, they might just put a hook on there in order for you to fulfill the job.
If you're lucky. If not, you'll probably just get euthanized and replaced.
But then there's also like pleasure worlds where you would probably not only have one arm, you'll have like 4 arms or something, like Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
Like in Infinity War. Spoiler alert.
So, yeah, I mean, that was a good question. Got liked a lot, so we decided to answer your question here. If you guys have any other comments to that, please let us know down below. But yeah, I guess if you also want to think about it this way, maybe like some chaos mutations could be seen as like deformities and stuff like that. Psychers get like a third eye, and just because of that, they're labeled as like mutants and whatnot. But that's going into a different avenue.
No, yeah, but you do prove a point too, because like if because like the Imperium might be technologically advanced to the point where they can give you a cybernetic arm, but if you have a certain mutation that like fuses like a third arm or something like that, there's no operational like precedence for something like that because it's a mutation, it's new, it's nothing that they've seen before. So yeah, you're screwed if you're a mutant.
Right.
So they just kill you. And on some worlds. Next question comes from Jaegerbomb. Whatever happened to Commissar Yarrick and or God School Magurthraka? So God School is fighting against the Tyranids on
Octavius?
Octavius or Octavius system.
Yeah.
Yarrick got sent back to Armageddon, but he's
with like the Black Templars on Armageddon, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Or the Blood Angels. It's
something like that.
Yeah.
Because what happened was that he got caught by the orcs, and then God School was like, you know what, you're pretty G, you're a pretty G. So like they freed him.
I can just imagine him saying that
in my voice. Can you imagine God School with my voice? That'd be funny. Like, you ready, boys?
What?
Yeah. Next one.
Alright, so this one is by Saurian96. If you could grab one Space Marine from each of the original 9 Loyalist Legions and make them fight each other to the death, who do you think would win? Huh. So just like a generic random Space Marine.
I would say Emperor's Children.
Why is that?
Because they were bigger, better, and they're like just aggressive. Like, I think like aggression in close combat is more beneficial than
Emperor's Children.
But in close combat though, because like close combat means that you're like right here. So if you're right here, like yeah, you could cast spells and whatnot, but like the chances of me connecting like a good punch and like, you know, knocking you out, I think are better than you trying to like do a spell or something.
I'd go with the Space Wolves. Because they're already formidable opponents since they're like tribesmen and they're in such a harsh environment. So yeah, I'll go with them.
Good question though. And then last one, a chill troll. Are there any plot holes in 40K?
I feel like there's quite a bit.
Yeah.
I can't think of any right now. But I guess like the Tau, like they were on the brink of extinction, and then out of nowhere, these lights appeared in the sky, and then the Ethereals rose, and they like united them, and then in like a matter of thousands of years, they're already using plasma technology, and they're a spacefaring race. So their progression was like super advanced in such a short amount of time. Because like when the Imperium was first receiving these images, they were in the Stone Age, and then the next time they saw the Tau, they were already like, spacefaring civilization. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure there's an explanation for it, but like I feel like that's way too fast to have advanced that quickly.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I could think of is like the Eldar are supposed to be the dying race, but it always seems like there's so many Eldar.
Yeah,
like there's always Eldar to the point where like you almost think that they're as strong as or as numerous as like the orcs or the Space Marines.
Yeah, like the thing also, I wouldn't say it's a plot hole, but like usually the named characters, the special characters, they never die.
Yeah.
They've been like, for example, there's been so many times where like Cato Sicarius should have been dead, but then Plot Armor comes in and he gets saved. So I mean, it'd be interesting if like, well, I wouldn't say interesting. I guess it'd be kind of anticlimactic, but say like, I don't know, Lehman Russ died fighting a horde of orcs. Like he just got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because like they always somehow manage to come out on top, or they're such an expert fighter they can survive getting shot at by like a barrage of missiles or something. But yeah, I mean it's grim dark, yeah, but like at the same time you gotta let your heroes shine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And those were the questions for today. Thank you for sending those questions our way. If you guys have more questions, comment down below.
As always, stay subscribed for more 40K lore. This is the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
We're out of here.